Hey guys, Mike the Vike here, back for yet another video. This time around we're going to be doing a review on the Sager NP7330 or Clevo, whatever, W230ST. I believe Clevo is the original manufacturer, but whatever, it doesn't matter. This is the laptop. I already did an overview of it, so I won't say it's what ports it has and stuff, but I'm mostly going to be doing pros and cons, and this is sort of from my, me. So I mean, the pros and cons might be different for you if you have one of these, but I'm just listing some things that I like and don't like about the computer. So right away, I was wanting something really portable, and definitely for a gaming laptop, this is a super small laptop. However, no, it's a small laptop for sure, thickness-wise. However, one thing that surprised me was how small the screen was. And that's actually one of the cons for me, and that's probably just my fault because I didn't expect it to be so small. But the screen is definitely really, really small. And if that's not a problem for you, then you're in luck. But for me, the screen's just a little small, so I am still looking for other laptops. But this is definitely a nice laptop if you want something small and portable. Like, if you're looking for an M11X, but way newer, if you know what I'm saying, and a little bit bigger obviously, then this is a really good option because it's just a super portable, super low kind of whatever, I don't know what that word is, something, but anyway, very small form factor, and it doesn't take up much space. But if you want something that you're going to be using a lot and you're doing projects on and stuff, it may not be big enough. It isn't for me, at least, to be doing a lot of stuff. If I'm gaming on a long time on this thing, I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I would on a bigger screen. But you can do it. If you want the portability, it's there. Another problem is, for some reason, on idle, when it's doing just nothing, even when the screen's off, it will randomly turn the fans on crazy loud. I'm just sort of fiddling with the computer. I don't have much to say. Anyway, so that's one thing. If you're just doing nothing, the fans will get really loud for no reason, which is kind of weird, honestly. And apparently, lowering the whatever voltage on the processor might do somewhat of a fix on that, but I don't really want to mess around with that. I mean, I don't mind doing it, but I just like keeping things stock. But anyway, so that's one thing that fans do, and they go to full speed, so it's mini hairdryer or whatever. It's quite loud. If noise is a problem for you, this is definitely a loud laptop. But with that said, it does keep itself relatively cool compared to other laptops in this thing. I'd say this is probably the coolest 13 to 14-inch laptop that you can get. Something like an MSI GE40, I've heard that it gets really hot, 90s and stuff, or 80s, and well, actually no, it's more 85, 90, which is too hot for me. Anyway, I won't go into that. But this thing, I guess it depends when I test it, because a while ago it was 70 degrees on the graphics card and then 80 on the processor. But when I did my benchmarks on it, which I haven't uploaded yet, it was 80 on the graphics card and 80 on the processor. So I guess it's gotten hotter or something outside, so I guess it depends. But those are kind of what I got, and 80 degrees for a laptop is fine. Obviously it's not an Asus ROG series, but it's definitely better than the MSI and some other laptops out there that suffer from just weak fans. So I guess you have to give and take what you want. If you want it to last, I'd say this is a good option. Keyboard. Some people complain about the keyboard. I actually really like the keyboard. I think it's fine. It took a little bit getting used to because it is kind of small, if you know what I'm saying. But you can definitely type on it quite easily. It's more than fine. I would prefer if it were bigger, but obviously in this form factor you can't get away with too much. Trackpad. Trackpad is better than most, actually. Really good trackpad. I don't know, it's easy to browse on compared to some other things where the surface itself is bad. Really enjoy that the whatever mouse clicks are split. I really don't like that some computers these days aren't split. I think it's way better to have them separated. So that's nice. Speakers, that's another big con, are terrible. Without the Sound Blaster Pro thing, you have to have this installed or whatever. And I actually just use it because I don't really like any of the other modifications. How do I want this? Okay, turn this on. So I just have this one and this one turned on. But even then, basically the speakers without this are extremely quiet and just bad in general. But with this basically boosts them so that they're decent. You know, nothing special, but honestly probably a laptop from Best Buy will do better, because here you're kind of pushing what the speakers can do, whereas something from Best Buy, they're gonna sound like this thing will boosted. So, and this thing suffers when it boosts because, you know, like the highs and this stuff, they really suffer. So if you're looking for something with like really good speakers, again, probably not the best option, because, like, you know, anyone with decent ears will notice that this thing isn't the best for speakers. Screen, obviously amazing, just a little small, but this is probably one of the better screens I've ever used outside. You know, using it outside is amazing, so that's good. Webcam, I really haven't used a webcam, actually. I never use webcams, so that's not really a thing, but it should be fine if you need just, you know, Skype and stuff. The power of this thing, obviously, for its form factor, and even for any form factor in a laptop, is excellent. You know, tons of power. You can play any game you want at 1080p. And then some people might be thinking, does playing at, you know, whatever, 768p or 720p, does that make a difference visually, like for the player? And obviously on the desktop and stuff, yes, but when you're gaming, I can barely tell a difference other than the user interface for like the weapon, you know, how much ammo you have left and stuff. But actually playing, if I'm playing something like Crysis 3, I'll lower the resolution to get, you know, 70 FPS and stuff. But yeah, regardless, if you want to play 1080p, you can do it on any game actually that's out these days. Yeah, just don't mind. You'll definitely have to lower the graphics to like medium or low or something, especially for like Crysis 3. Whereas something like Battlefield 3, you'll be able to play no problem. And so lots of power, and temperatures are good. And in terms of cons, really, it's the fans. They're really loud, and that they turn on randomly really loudly. For some reason, it hasn't done it yet in this video, which is kind of interesting, but that's what usually happens. But it definitely, like, if it's just sitting here, it will get loud for no reason. And the speakers are kind of bad. Yeah, I mean, with the boost they do work better, but you can definitely tell that it's boosted. Like it's what it can do. It's maxed out. And the only other thing preference-wise is the screen is too small. So if you're looking into this thing, make sure that this is the form factor you want. And I mean, it's too bad they don't show these things in store so that you can tell. But yeah, if you're using this like as your only computer, oh, there you go, the fans are just starting up, but not loud enough. Anyway, if you're using this thing like daily, I guess if you come home, put it on an external monitor. But if I were in class, I would want something bigger. It's just opinion. But anyway, guys, I think that's it. Those are the cons really for me. Other than that, tons of performance. Oh, and another con is it doesn't look amazing. And you have to keep in mind most Sagers and anything where it's like budget based, except for a few, aren't going to look the most amazing. This thing, I mean, it's hard to see it in video, but once you see it in person, this kind of plastic, like, it's fine, but it definitely doesn't look like premium. Like, that's the problem with Sagers, you know, you pay for the parts, you don't really pay for like the style. I mean, when it's closed, it looks pretty decent, honestly, like, it looks pretty nice. But if you want something like super duper stylish, then you have to, you know, get something a little bit different. But even then, you know, I was looking at like MSIs and stuff, and I like this better than MSI laptops, that's for sure. Like, I would choose this over a GE40, unless you, but yeah, so for some reason the fans are really loud right now, I don't know why. There we go, okay, so yeah, I think for its form factor, this is if you want something of this form factor, you're probably gonna find nothing else that compares to it. So that's basically it, guys. Probably a little bit of rambling, but thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.